Yeah. They. I guess we'll save our discussion for.
I think we're good. Just give me a mic check.
All right, mic check.
All right, we are good. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to more Super Danganronpa Another 2. I am Mr. Grinchman, once again along with ACP. In the last stream, a ton of stuff happened. We, trying to where we had started. I know in the last stream we had, the stream before we explored the 4th island, and I think we stopped on the first instance of daily life, I believe. So last stream, a ton of stuff went down. So we all went to go investigate the Tower of Babel to try to find clues as to how to escape fully, and also we found out that those reset codes could be within the books that Monocro, who had seemingly been caught on a infinite loop, to show us. However, when we went to the tower, all of a sudden, somehow we were locked in, and it was revealed that Teruya had locked everybody in the tower for the reason he claimed just to be protection, and we could not leave. He trapped all of us, with the exception of Syobai, in the break room and would not let us leave, except for when Monocro made the lunchtime announcement. However, very strangely, later it came that Teruya himself the next day couldn't leave the tower either, and there was no explanation for really why that happened. So Teruya essentially gave us the layout of why he was doing what he was doing. Basically, Kinjo had sort of ingrained that thought process into his mind of how to protect everybody, in a really messed up sense of the word, even holding us at gunpoint if we didn't cooperate. We came up with a plan to stop him, and thanks to Shinji intervening, we were able to and capture him and gain back our freedom. However, Syobai pointed out that we were having issues with food, and we could only get food within the tower if we paid him money to get us food from the dispenser in one of the side rooms. We decided to let Teruya keep paying Syobai to get us food, and that's about where we left off, I think. It's a very jumbled up recap, but it was kind of complicated.
Yeah.
So, anything you want to add before we get started?
I guess not.
All right. This stream, we will be finishing daily life this time. I promised it last time, but obviously we didn't expect the tower thing. Well, ACP sort of did, but we didn't expect the murder to not occur before the situation was resolved, because that's what happened in 1. But perhaps that was the subversion. So, here we go. Oh, we forgot to copy the files. We've only got one more save point. Oh well. We'll just keep overwriting save 30 till the end of this stream.
Yeah. Yeah, we shouldn't need to overwrite more than one save right now.
Yeah, we'll just overwrite save 30 every time we save. Alright, here we go. I think we're in daily life right now. We're still stuck in the tower, by the way. We still have not found a way to get out. Yeah. And somehow, I forgot, somehow it's now snowing inside the tower.
Oh yeah, that's right. We still haven't figured out why the Monokumas are there, though.
Yeah. So let's see. We're just in daily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So also, I don't know why I put this together. Didn't put this together sooner. At the very beginning of the game, when we see that text saying empty, 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 empty.
Yeah.
In Japanese, that is the word Sora. So that's why Sora named herself that, is because she heard the words Sora, 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 Sora in her head before she woke up. And that kanji character that stands for her name.
Yeah.
When you open up that is the Japanese kanji for emptiness.
Okay.
Sora.
Okay. Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, but it does imply that that kind of does go into her character as of her being, even though we've established we all have amnesia now, to some degree, why Sora was so different from everyone else.
Yeah.
And she felt empty because they pretty much erased everything instead of just the memories of the past few years.
Yeah, because as far as we can tell, she has like general knowledge of things, but no actual memories of anything that's ever happened
to her
before waking up on the island.
Yeah, to her, yeah. Like, she knows what concerts and stuff are, but never has no recollection of going to one.
Yeah. Which is odd.
Or she has, like, no recollection of, like, or she even, like, she knows what a band is, but did not know what melody rhythm was, despite it being pretty well known.
Yeah.
So let's see. We finished Shinji's, right? Yeah, we finished Shinji's. And how many of Yorukos did we do? Only 2. I doubt we'll be able to do the 5th one. We'll probably just be able to do 2 with her before it blocks the last one, because we can't go to the room right now. Unless, like, the system somehow overrides it, which I can't imagine they would do that. They would probably know you're at this point in the game.
Yeah, there might be some kind of artificial limitations there.
Yeah, it's like when you're in the fun house in 2. Because, like, you can't do Fuyuhiko's last free time until you get out of the fun house. Or anyone's, I guess, for that matter.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's just do Yoruko's, I guess. We see we had a lot of items for her.
Yeah.
So
We just have a lot of items in general at this point.
Yes, we do. But yeah, we still don't have all the items. There's
Yeah.
DK. Why do you have an exclamation mark above his head? Did anyone else have one?
I think so.
No, they didn't. Why does Nikke...
Oh, yeah.
Let's go talk to Nikke then. Why does he have an exclamation mark above his head? Exclamation.
He has something to say.
What is he doing? Sora, wait. Nikke? No one's around, right? There's something I need to tell you. What is it? Come inside and I'll tell you. So I guess this isn't directly free time right now.
No. It's still technically daily life right now.
Yeah. I was led into the meeting room with by Nikke. Okay, everyone's in here. Yoruko, Yuki, you're here too?
Oh, so when Nikke said there was still one person left, he meant Sora?
I suppose you two got called by Nikke as well? Yeah, I don't know about the reason, but he said he had something to tell us all. But, like, is there really something to talk about? It's not like we have something to worry about. Oh, I think it was also revealed that Teruya now knows that Nikke is a void.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was revealed last time.
Yeah.
And I guess also Nikke's kind of reservations about the Kisaragi Foundation were validated by what Teruya was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And Teruya seemed to have like a breakdown when things stopped going correctly for him. Like, sort of along the lines of what happened to Kinjo.
Yeah.
So, that happened too. Right now, all we have to do is search for the clues that... True.
What's the matter? Is there someone else you'd like to bring?
Nah, this should be enough. Well, it's not like there's another person we can trust. What do you mean? Well, the thing is... When you just picked the books in the Oracle room, what did the book say? What do you mean, it's the same every time? A string of letters that looks to be some sort of code.
Same here. Though it unfortunately wasn't the reset code.
I just noticed Iroha's not here.
Yeah.
Nikke purposely left her out. I see. Nothing different here as well, but why? The thing is, there was something strange written in the book that I chose. Something strange, so it wasn't the reset code? There's a traitor amongst you who's with the Void. What?
There's a traitor amongst you. Is that just talking about
Iroha?
Rohan? That...
Or, well, it said it was in the book, so... That's still kind of confusing, because are we talking about... We have to consider the nature of this tower.
Yeah.
Like, it's implied the tower wasn't here in the original plan.
Hmm.
So we have to presume that whoever put it here is who put in that information in the book.
Yeah.
And presumably
Well,
they've, like...
the thing with the books though is because they are based on the Library of Babel,
Yeah.
they could say literally anything,
Yeah. The question is
right? Because
why...
the whole point is that it has every possible string of text that the Latin alphabet could make.
Hmm.
So, is seeing something in one of the books reliable
Yeah, that's
at
the thing,
all?
yeah. Because we know who the Voids are.
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess technically Sora doesn't, but we know who all 5 of them are.
Hmm. Yeah. Because,
And
like, if this saying there's a traitor amongst you who's with the Voids, that could be
that could just be Iroha.
Iroha, but that also could still be Nikke,
Yeah.
right?
Or
Because he's more with them than Iroha is. And he's still technically with the Voids.
yeah.
Even
I
though
mean,
he's, I guess, betrayed them, but
also does the
he's been,
wording... Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That was basically what I was gonna say.
Yeah. I also was wondering if it doesn't say who's a member of Void. It could just be someone who's working with them.
Yeah.
Because that's my other theory.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean,
Yeah, I feel like this statement is too vague to draw any conclusions, right?
because that could be Yuki, that could be Sora. Like, I think,
Yeah.
and also Shinji's not here, very strangely.
Yeah.
I do think that Shinji and Yoruko are clear in this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it's them. And obviously it's not Teruya.
Yeah.
So that leaves, unless it's just like I said, Nikke and Iroha, who are voids themselves, or is it talking, and I think Shobai's also clear too.
Yeah.
It does leave the question, like you said, the vagueness of, is it someone who's actually in Void, or is it someone who's just helping Void without being a member officially? And I said that could be Yuki, or that could be Sora. So... What? The page that usually contains the code had that written on it instead.
What do you mean? There's a traitor?
So you mean there's a rat among us? Yeah. There are 3 voids alive. Mikado, me, and the one I cannot reveal. So there is a person who's helping the void amongst the 6 people excluding those 3. Oh, okay, so I was correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that is just... that's down to just 2 people that it could be.
Yeah.
So...
So, I mean, realistically, that's I mean, would it not be Teruya?
Why would he be
Or
helping Void?
it would be... That's like that would be a plot twist for sure. But if he's desperate enough to get out of here, then you might do something like that. And I could also see someone like Shinji getting desperate enough to make a deal with Mikado in order to try to save everyone else in some way.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Right? Because if we assume that someone like Nikke could possibly be the culprit in this chapter,
Yeah.
right? What would he think if he found one of them had joined forces with Void?
I don't
As
know.
we've already established, he's already incredibly mentally unstable when it comes to his anger about the whole thing. So, like, would he be willing to kill someone if he found out they had betrayed the group and worked with Void?
I don't know. Oh, this is not gonna be good whenever we figure out what happens. That can't be. It's not me. Wait, is this info even credible to begin with? Don't panic and listen to me. Personally, I think the traitor is none other than Shinji Kasai. Why him? Okay. Why does he think that? What?
Shinji's the traitor?
What? How could you, Nikkei? You think I believe that? There's no way Big Bro's the traitor. I mean, to be fair, in one, Sakura, the buff person, was the traitor and someone you'd least suspect in Danganronpa 1. And I guess in 2, like, Chiaki was not very suspect until the end as being the quote-unquote traitor. Although traitor in that context was very different, but...
Yeah.
And I guess in another one, I guess that... I don't know how obvious it was that it was Kinji, but... I mean, I don't know. But I'm not sure. Huh. He literally just saved us. How dare you try to... Wait, calm down. I'm just as confused as you are. Why do you think I'm discussing this with you all? Putting all that aside, there's something I'd like to ask you, Nikkei. It's strange seeing how you're a Void. Wouldn't you already know if Shinji was working? No. It's true that Void only has 5 members, but that's not all there is to it. Okay, what are we getting at here?
Huh?
Okay, so there was someone else. So it's sort of like in 2, where Izuru is technically a member of this Ultimate Despair, but not in the same way everyone else is, kind of making him quote-unquote a third party. I imagine it's something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's implied that, you know, if you remember in the lore, that, yeah, Izuru was the one who put in the virus, but he wasn't working with Ultimate Despair. He had his own plan to what he was doing. Just another collaborator in the whole scheme that kind of worked with them out of convenience.
Yeah.
I imagine it's something like that. But the question is, why would someone do that? Rumor has it there is a mysterious collaborator that helped with our plans. A collaborator, you say? Go on. No one other than Mikado knows about this person. I've only ever heard about their existence, that's all.
I mean, I would assume that's where they got all of the technology for this.
Yeah, you're right. We still don't know where we are, like, specifically.
Yeah.
Like, and how did someone get this technology?
Yeah, because they mentioned that it's, like, extremely, like, advanced. So, it's not like Mikado just had it lying around.
No.
I think.
No.
So, they would have had to work with some kind of third party with access to mind-altering virtual reality stuff.
Yeah, to get it, yeah. Huh.
And you're saying that Shinji?
You kidding me? Of course it's a lie. Why would you even think that he's the traitor in the first place? I know that if it wasn't for him, we would all be dead this morning. But he had been acting strange all this time, and as a Void, something tells me that something's up with him. And why would you go on such I don't know why my voice is dying right now. And why would I was talking to Nikkei's voice there. And why would you go and hide such valuable info until just now? You're basically telling us there's a 6th Void. I couldn't confirm the information myself, and I heard that they only helped prepare the plan, and that they weren't involved with the execution of it. Besides, I figured it would only add to the confusion if I said there was another Void out there.
Why would such a secret be written on that book? All we ever got up until now was weird codes.
Beats me. I told you before. This whole tower is a mysterious place even for us Voids. Yuki, where are you going? To ask Big Bro himself about this. There's no way he's the traitor. Wait, you can't do that. Why? Why can't I? What do you think this whole point? What do you think the whole point of this gather? I'm struggling to read this right now. What do you think was the whole point of only gathering you three? What do you think would happen if this gets out to everyone? Yuki, I feel you. I don't want to believe this myself. But as long as there's the possibility of Shinji being the traitor, we should act with caution. Caution? And how are you going to achieve that? I'll ask him. If he's truly a void, then he'll react to my word, the word only us voids know. So it's like a trigger, or like a code word?
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
A word only you know. So it's like some kind of code, is it?
You could put it that way. Anyways, you should all try to play dumb for now. Don't tell anyone about this, right? Alright? Right? I said "ite," actually.
I.
Let's call this meeting off for now. When there's 9 people wandering about this place, someone might have already heard us. I'm not sold yet. Something about what you suddenly finding that kind of info in those books when we've only been getting weird codes is just... But alright, I'll leave it to you for now. Wow, I thought for sure you would lose your temper again.
Our little Yuki has grown up.
I'm the normal one, okay? You're all the ultimates. That's why you can stay calm even when this stuff like this happens. And the reason I was able to grow up was because Bro was there for me. And that's exactly why I don't want to believe this. There's no way he's the traitor. I'm sure of it. So... Look, still, why was that information in the books?
And the thing is, like, Nikkei is still not a reliable source of information.
Not entirely.
Because we know he can and will lie to manipulate things for his own goals.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty much made it clear that even though he's willing to work with us because that's all he can do, he doesn't really care that much about the other students, only taking down Mikado. So I would be willing to bet he would be willing to either kill or otherwise sacrifice students in order to achieve his means and manipulate things by lying to them in subtle ways.
Yeah, so we're not... This could be bad.
Yeah.
One hardship after another. Just when we thought we were finally free from Teruya's imprisonment, we were told a shocking reveal. For now, we should just leave it to Nikkei and let him talk to Shinji. But if Shinji really is the traitor, what are we to do? Started investigating after the meeting with Nikkei, but I just can't seem to focus. Ever since I was in that meeting room, all I could think about was Shinji. And the possibility of him being the traitor. I don't want to believe that, but if it was true...
Oh, Sora, there you are. You alone?
Yeah, what's up?
About what Nikkei told us just now. I wanted to ask your opinion on all of it.
Well, I was just wondering about that as well. It's honestly bugging me to the point where I can't seem to focus on the investigation at all. Wait, did you look for me just to ask that?
Why, is there something wrong with that? Well, Yuki didn't even have to ask, and Nikkei seems to have a strong opinion on this as well. So the only neutral one here is you, Sora.
Well, I guess I'll just have to leave it up to Nikkei for now. It's not like we have better options anyway.
Yeah, about that, I've been thinking of something. Nikkei brought us three and told us to keep the secret from the others. And Nikkei says Shinji might be the traitor, hence outing him as a possible Void member.
Of course, if Shinji was a Void member, then Nikkei would have surely known about that.
And just look at the remaining people. Or they can figure out Iroha.
Yeah. Yeah. That just leaves Syobai. It literally just leaves Syobai and Iroha if we know that Teruya is not a
Yeah.
void.
Yeah.
Unless we presume that it's unless she's getting at that it's well, us or Yuki.
Mm-hmm. Makado's a void, and Teruya's part of the Foundation, so he's probably not a void.
It isn't impossible, but it sure is improbable.
So that only leaves us with only 2 people.
Okay, I guess she's just referring to the people who weren't in the meeting.
Yeah. Shobai Hashimoto and Iroha Nihue.
I get what you're trying to say. You're telling me one of those two is the remaining void member?
Yeah, and as I said before, I really think... Never mind. Sorry, Sora. I guess this really doesn't help our situation anyway. The focus should be on Shinji, not who's the last void.
Yeah, and escaping this tower.
Alright, I should get back to my investigation. Thanks, Sora.
The question is like...
Talking to you...
Sorry.
Oh, talking to you always clears my mind.
I'm still wondering how we got locked in the tower, like in the first place. Like after Teruya found out he couldn't get out, how did that happen? And how exactly are we gonna get out? Like, even if a murder happens, then how are we gonna get out of this place?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be like in Danganronpa 2, where like the elevator just comes up under the floor of the funhouse and takes us to the trial room? I mean, I don't know how we're gonna get out of here. Same here. Thanks to you as well, Yoruko.
It's not like I need your things right now. I'm probably more thankful than you. Goodbye.
You're someone I wouldn't mind if they died, but I'm fairly certain you're not going to. Like that stupid, like, insecurity trope of, like, obviously something but you're not admitting to it, and it's kind of frustrating. But I'm fairly certain she's not going to die at some point. So I also don't like that the tsundere character trope. I don't really like that trope very much.
Oh, really?
It's just overused, I think. I think it's just overused.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't be done well, but I think it is just overused.
Yeah.
So that and yanderes, those are like the two that are, I think, way overused.
Yeah.
Is it yandere or yandere? Like how would you actually say it?
Oh, yandere.
Yandere. Okay, so I was right. Okay, that's what I thought. Fine specimen of a tsundere. What a girl. She's right. There's really not much we can do about the other problems. Our first priority should be escaping this tower, and for that I need to investigate as always. That aside, the tower sure is tall. I didn't notice it when we first entered. But now that I look at it from this angle, the stairs end here, so this should be the highest floor, but we could reach higher using the ladders. I can't even see the ceiling. Is it really that high? If I fell from this place, I doubt I'd survive. Yeah, you get yuried. And at that very moment... What? Huh?
What?
We just get punched in the... What the heck?
Whoa.
Oh, someone just pushed us off the balcony. What?
Knocked our shoe off.
Yeah, and we just got pushed off the balcony. Are we dead? Are we dead?
What?
What's happening? Are we dead?
Did Sora just freaking die?
Are we dead?
Dude, that'd be crazy if they did a pro tag switch.
Dude.
In episode 4.
Yeah. What just happened?
That would be crazy.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, that was really weird. I almost want to say that was probably Aroha that did that, but... I don't know. I'm trying to think who else would do that.
So a body has been discovered.
Wait, it said the power room. You couldn't just fall into the power room, because that was a room separate off of the main floor. I don't think you could simply fall down there.
In the power room. Yeah, that's
odd.
That's odd. I mean, if you were I mean, it was done a staircase, so you'd have to like fall perfectly off of the balcony onto the staircase and then like roll down the stairs into the power room.
Unless someone, whoever that was, just moved them there really quick. That'd be kind of risky for them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
A body has been discovered. Everyone, please gather at the power room in the Tower of Babel.
Are we just dead?
That's crazy.
Are we dead? Yesterday, my parents abandoned me. What?
Dude, are they doing a protag switch?
Yeah, that would. I don't know how I feel about that.
That'd be actually crazy.
Yeah, how would you feel if they did that? I gotta ask before we get to figuring out what's going on
If
here.
we just like protag switch to like Yuki or something. Now, man, that would be quite the bait and switch.
Yeah.
uh,
Hmm.
mm,
I know nothing about this point in the game, just to clarify. So maybe that was today. I'm honestly not sure. Who is this? Who is this supposed to be?
no,
Is that supposed to be Sora?
it doesn't look like Sora.
I don't know who else that could be. Such is the fuzzy memory from my childhood days. The passage of time shattered those precious memories so much so I can't even remember their faces. I did once try to find their traces. That wasn't very much like me, huh? Must have been possessed or something. But they were already dead long ago. They continued living like that until they killed themselves like the bastards they were.
I think this is Yuki
Maybe. People don't
because
change.
we know Yuki's parents eventually killed themselves.
Well, that was Utsuro's parents, right?
Well,
Unless we're presuming that
person.
that this Yuki is the same person as him.
Yeah.
Which
I'm assuming Yuki and Utsuro are the same people as far as like the story goes.
then I still don't understand why he's so different.
Yeah.
People don't change. Fate isn't something grand like Providence. It just represents the ever unchanging self. The ones who will make the worst decisions are always decided from the start. If they haven't, then time was simply having mercy on them, like a salmon returning to its birthplace. Everything is on a destined path. It was built to be that way. That is how I was able to calm myself. The world will keep changing, but people don't. You can't trust people in this damn world. The only thing worthy of trust is what they have, and yourself. Our desires make us human. Our desires make us feel alive. That's what it's telling me. Okay. So, this is the... Oh, we're Syobai, apparently. Was that Syobai in that background? It would make sense.
Didn't look like it, but
Well, I mean, stuff like that, I could see him saying that.
yeah.
So apparently we are taking control of Syobai right now.
I guess so.
So someone is dead.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you got to read this dialogue because you're Syobai.
Yep. Even can't even have a quiet nap in this place. What a turn of events. About damn time someone died. I mean, he's probably just been waiting for
Yeah.
this to happen.
Oh yeah, the snow stopped too.
Looks like the snow stopped. Okay, so that was his dream.
Okay.
But it didn't feel like his dream. I don't know. Like that looked more like Yuki than young Syobai.
I don't know.
Had a nasty dream. Maybe it was because of the change in atmosphere. I can't get used to it no matter how hard I try. Well then. Let's go check who bit the dust this time. First floor power room, eh? I wonder who it could be this time.
Right. Oh boy. I did not expect us to be controlling Syobai right now.
Yep.
How do I get down there? Oh,
I think you have to go to the
oh,
top
here.
of the
Okay,
stairs.
so how do I get down there?
Yeah.
Okay, power room. Right down here, right? All right, we're going in.
As soon as I entered the stairs to the power room, the first thing I felt was hot, scorching air. Though it wasn't intense enough to affect the air near the entrance lobby, the heat definitely felt abnormal, to say the least. Frantic voices and faint noises coming from the power room. I know very well that the scene of the dead body awaits me there.
Oh boy.
Now then, without further ado, let's head down and see who's dead this time.
Oh boy, dude.
The heat gets stronger and stronger as it envelops me. The noises and voices grow louder every second. At the end of the stairs, inside the spacious power room, there awaited.
Oh boy. Dude. Huh? Oh, wait, no, that's not Sora. That's Shinji.
Yeah.
Looks like he got burned alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Shinji.
Yeah. So we were right about one thing.
Yeah, he had to die in this chapter.
Yeah.
So what happened to Sora?
I don't know. Amidst the smoky odor, the barbecue on a grill, lay the body of Shinji Kasai, the ultimate firefighter.
Well, we were right that... Yeah, you were right. We were right that he had to die in this chapter.
Yeah.
Can there be truth in the eyes of a liar?
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out, go through everything Nikkei has said and figure out what is true and what could be false. And what he said so far.
So Sora was not there.
No.
I think everyone else was. Teruya was down there, Yoruko was down there, Nikkei was down there. I didn't see Yuki. Maybe I just missed him, I couldn't tell. It faded too fast.
Yeah. Judging by the steam and the corpse, was he incinerated to death? Even his face is unrecognizable, but that physique is Shinji Kasai's without a doubt.
Oh, there he is. He's up there in the top of the screen.
Yeah. Shinji Kasai, huh? I guess he did look to be in a dangerous spot. So he was the one to die this time. Shinji!
Okay, Yuki is here. Okay, I just missed him.
Yeah.
The dream, right? Please, this has to be a dream. Oh, what? Wait. How are you alive? And why are we not controlling you anymore?
Yeah, weird.
What
That's
happened?
you.
Yeah, I know. I have to remember that that's me. It's weird seeing her sprite on screen.
Yeah.
What happened? And what do you mean there was a body found? Oh no. Shinji.
Sora? Just where have you been all this time? I've been looking for you. Do you even know how worried I got when I heard the body announcement?
Sorry, Yoruko. Looks like I worried you a lot.
Now that the fire has settled, you know what's coming next, don't you? I've again prepared for you the prestigious Monochrome File number 4. I suppose I need not explain this again.
Just how trustworthy is this file?
What's that supposed to mean?
You said you had no memory of the past for the past few days. How can we trust you for credible info? Do you even know how this case went down? That's right, there's no cameras in here.
Yeah. Well, worry not. That and this are unrelated. I know exactly what happened in this case, regardless of my memory. I mean, of course I should know because of... Oh, well then, please do your best on your investigations. I will see you all at the trial grounds in due time. I guess we're getting let out of here after the trial, or the investigation.
Yeah. He is like, what's been up with him?
Yeah. It seems like he's back to normal. So it's like,
Yeah,
what is that?
but how?
Yeah. And why was he not normal in the first place?
Yeah. Nikkei, what exactly do you mean by that? Monocro lost his memory?
I guess you weren't around when he said it. Monocros says he lost his memory ever since we arrived on the 4th island.
Memory? I guess he was acting a bit strange lately.
Hold on. Who was the first to find the corpse? Syobai, when did you arrive? And why are you asking that? Shut up and answer me. It's kind of funny that I have a conversation with myself.
Yeah, you know how I feel sometimes.
Yeah. Going from Roha to Yoruko to Syobai.
Yeah. Yeah, you are literally occupying, like, the bulk of the characters still alive.
Yeah, because I've got, like, Monocro, Yoruko, Iroha, Syobai, and Teruya.
Yeah, so I've just got Nikkei, Yuki, and Sora.
Yeah.
So, might have to work out something later.
Yeah. Yeah, we can only shift things if, obviously, because we chose the voices way before we knew who's gonna die, so... Yeah, sometimes we do have to shift around a little bit towards the very end of the game to...
Yeah, I mean,
sure
because...
all of the reading.
Yeah, we kind of got lucky in another one.
Yeah.
And, like, with 2, we both knew exactly how it was going to go, so we balanced it appropriately. And then for, like, when we did V3, I kind of made sure that I steered it to where we wouldn't be imbalanced at the end, kind of subtly speaking. But, like, you know, especially if Nikkei dies here, I think we really will have to adjust it if Nikkei is the one who dies.
Yeah.
So.
Monocro was talking about some fire. So, did the fire happen here?
I have to get used to, like, I'm not reading the orange text right now.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I see the side of the orange, like, I'm used to reading that text. I have to remember I'm not reading that text right now.
Yeah. Well, to be precise, when Yoruko and I went down to the first floor, we felt something odd near the stairs heading to the power room. We felt some kind of heat radiating from this place, and when we came down, there was a big fire in here. When we were wondering just what to do about the fire, Monocro suddenly appeared out of nowhere to put out the fire. How did he do that?
Yeah, how did he do that? Yeah.
What, do you have a hose? A bird hose?
Yeah, how did he do that? Yeah, how did he do that?
Yeah. And after that, we found Shinji. Fire. And Monocro regaining his memories as soon as Shinji died?
Okay.
Shouldn't be a coincidence. Monocro turning retarded a few days ago, I can see why, but the fire seems to be directly related to this case.
Hey, could someone bring Mikado? I don't want to go there myself.
Mikado? Why? Think of it, he's still tied up, right? Yeah, they forgot he was even there.
Yeah.
At least Aroha did, which is not surprising.
I mean, it's obvious. A murder occurred and even he needs to investigate, right? Don't get me wrong. I would love to forget him and just go on. But even he could be proved to be helpful in murder cases.
No. I don't think he's ever been helpful to us. Well, he literally saved your butt,
He did.
Hiroha.
Yeah, he did. I was about to say that. You've been the one that's useless.
he
Yeah.
literally he saved your butt.
He saved your butt in the last trial. Idiot.
Oh man. Hiroha is just quite the specimen there.
Yeah. Why couldn't you have died instead?
Yeah.
I'm sick of you right now.
I'm beginning to think some of her paint might have had a little too much lead in it.
Yeah. I still don't know why she would be ranked, like, so high on that poll. Like, there's gotta be something about her that's something crazy.
I don't know. Maybe people just like how dumb she is and think it's funny instead of you're annoying.
But to be, like, number 1? Or number 3, whatever she was?
Yeah, she's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, to be that high for just being dumb? Like,
Yeah.
there's gotta be something.
Yeah. Although people loved Teruya in the first game too.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we might just have the opposite opinion of a lot of people and just find these kind of like characters like this. They find it more charming and goofy, and we find it more annoying.
I think the only kind of, like, dumb character, or quote-unquote dumb character I've really liked in the main series of Danganronpa games was... I'm trying to think. I guess it would have been... I guess just Hina would have been the only quote-unquote dumb character I really liked.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, I didn't hate... Like, you know, characters like Kazuichi, I don't hate him, but I would never put him in, like, my favorite list.
Yeah.
He would probably be like my top half of 2, but he would probably not be in my top half of overall series characters. And like characters like Akane, I don't like her very much.
Yeah.
Hero, I don't mind him, but I would never put him as a favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call Toko a dumb character, but she, I think, falls on that trope too. And then Himiko, in the first half of the game, I can't stand her.
Yeah.
The second half, she gets better, but I guess she's really like the only dumb character in V3. I can't really think of any other like dumb character, but I guess Tenko is quote unquote dumb, but and you know how I feel about Tenko, so do not like Tenko. So Yuki, are you all right? Why?
You also,
What? What was
I
that?
forgot you also listed Yuki.
Yes, I am Yuki. Why? Why did it come to this? How could this? No, please. Big bro, no.
Don't you cry on us, Yuki. You're a man, aren't you?
Oh, you suck at reading the room too, apparently. I mean, when you lose, like, the person that you're closest to in the group, I mean, and you tell someone just, like, man up about it, I'm like, that's just such an insensitive thing to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was Yuki, I would probably, like, I would just, like, either look away from her or like, I don't know what I would do. I'd be really mad at her for saying that to me.
Yeah. We're all trying to keep calm here, and you're just gonna cry your eyes out like that?
No.
Don't you worry, Yuki.
Teruya?
Shinji's death was not in vain. It shouldn't be. Because this, yes, even this is for the greater good. No, my throat's... I'm trying to clear it.
Yeah.
Some water here.
Yeah.
Now, what the heck does that mean, Teruya? Are you hiding something from us? No, nothing. Useless piece of trash like me can't do anything. So you should just ignore me and focus on your investigation.
Hold on. Weren't we... I mean, a murder did occur, but this trial is located inside the Mono Cruise, right? Or, but our trial is... But the trial is located inside the Mono Cruise, right? How can we have a trial when we can't even get out of this tower?
You can leave now, dumbass.
Huh? We can? What?
We can?
When did that happen?
I guess he checked the doors.
Now hold on, how would you know that?
Do I need to answer? Don't believe me? Go move your ass and check it yourself. Said move. There's nothing else I need to check.
That says there's something.
Oh, there's something I need to check.
It's weird seeing Sora Sprite on
Oh,
screen.
there's a taser on the ground.
Yeah, and Sora Sprite was actually on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Not me. I
I guess-
the blue text isn't me either.
Yeah. The investigation starts off just like every other time. Albino girl brought Mikado to the scene, and Teruya left sometime after that. I wonder if he calls her albino girl just because he thinks it's funny, or if he just can't remember her name.
I don't know.
That'd be a funny twist if he
Yeah.
just like forgot her name and just called her that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I care much, though. All that matters is the mystery that is this case. A bit annoying, but I should get this over with quickly. There's something I need to check out. But I'm still bound to the rules of this world. Well, for now at least.
What does that mean?
Yeah. I guess he knows he's in a virtual environment, but why would he not be bound to the rules?
Yeah, this is
Mm-hmm.
this has gone off the rails, dude. Yeah, this has gone off the rails really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of Shinji dying like we kind of thought, everything else has gone off the rails.
Yeah.
There's Mikado. Alright, so we're actually controlling Syobai. Now you get to see how I feel having to read all these investigation dialogues. Unless you want me to be Syobai, but...
Yeah. Now then, the monochrome file. Give me that.
And why should I do that?
So I can read it, jackass. I'll be over with it sooner than you anyway. I'm already tired of waiting. So be a good... Peace. So be a good bitch and hand me the file.
I'm really glad you're reading this dialogue. I don't want to. Can't you just investigate the other stuff first?
Is it just me, or did this bitch look somewhat... You're hiding something from me, aren't you?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. That aside, you're investigating quite diligently lately, haven't you? Quite different from your old, lazy, incompetent self, I guess even you get scared when there's so few of us. Whatever. I'm the stupid one for even trying to have a conversation with the likes of you. Here's the file. Go do whatever you want with it. Something about her has changed now.
Yeah. She definitely seems to know something.
Yeah. She obviously survived the fall. So... I mean, what if she got Hifumi'd, sort of, where the impact regained some of the memories?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm trying to think of what would have happened.
Yeah. I mean, her name literally means empty. I think I mentioned before, if she is kind of like a Chiaki and is like a virtual person created for some unknown purpose, then she technically couldn't die.
Chiaki technically died, though.
Yeah. But if she was virtual, we don't know that this world has the same rules as like the other one. So what if she just respawned?
Yeah, I mean, well, to be fair, it was implied if you die, you don't die in real life.
Yeah.
Or at least
And
from
if
what
she
BK seemed
isn't
to
even
believe.
if she isn't even a real person, that means the program could just respawn her instantly with nothing lost.
I don't know. There's so much confusing stuff going
Hmm.
on right now.
Yeah. She felt somewhat more awkward than usual. Maybe it's just me.
What happened to this room?
Yeah, like, I mean, they said there was a fire in it, but holy crap, it looked like a bomb went off.
Yeah.
And there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, there's blood on. Yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, what happened in
Like,
here?
if you burn to death, like, you don't even bleed at all. It just cauterizes the wounds.
Yeah. So what the heck happened in here, dude?
Yeah, there's like a taser on the ground and rubble everywhere. Man. Well, that kind of thing eventually unraveled during the trial anyways. First things first, the monochrome file.
Let's see what we got here. Okay.
The victim is Shinji Kasai. Time of death unknown. Location of the body, our room in the basement of the Tower of Babel.
That's written differently than it usually is.
Yeah. Cause of death unknown. Murder weapon unknown. Every part other than the lower body, which was protected by his fireproof clothing, was burnt to a crisp. Other than that, his neck also had a stab wound, and multiple fractures were all over his body.
I think this is the first body discovery announcement in this game I have never seen.
Yeah.
Because if you recall, I remember I said I'd seen Yuri's and I'd seen Kokoro's before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall if I'd ever seen Setsuka's. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one I know I have never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
What the hell is this?
It says Shinji Kasai, the firefighter.
Yeah, it's funny. I guess I couldn't fit the ultimate firefighter in that little text box.
Yeah.
Time of death unknown. Cause of death unknown. Murder weapon unknown? Unless Monocro's effing with me and this isn't legit, this fact itself could be valuable info. Nothing much else to note. As for the autopsy, I should investigate the body myself to get more info out of this. No time to waste. I should investigate for some other clues in this room.
Alright. Monochrome File 4 added the bullets.
I wonder if we'll actually talk to the other characters.
Yeah. So,
Doesn't
yeah,
look
even,
like
even
it.
over here. Yeah, they don't seem to have anything
Sora.
useful to say. I guess they
Yeah.
might talk to us like when we investigate other things.
Looks like Aroha and Sora are the only people to talk to.
Yeah, so you got, cracked wall, fire traces. There's the body, broken machinery, broken stun gun. Yeah, Aroha. Sora. Oh, I didn't see that was Sora down there. Glass shards. Yeah, what the heck went on down here?
I don't know. Shards of glass that look to be from the machine parts in the room that are scattered on the floor. A bit too obvious if you ask me. Stab wound from the monochrome file were probably caused by these little efforts.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Though I can't seem to find one with blood on them. The shards are pretty badly damaged from the fire. Even so, if the culprit had planned this out correctly, they should have easily taken care of this. So that leaves us with two possibilities. One, they didn't have time for that, or the culprit is a dumbass who didn't think of it. And the other is just a theory for now. I should keep that in mind, though.
Shards of glass added to the bullets. That's just the file again.
Yeah.
Cracked wall.
This wall. Something's off about this one. It looks like all the other boring walls in this room, but this one alone has no dust on it. Don't tell me.
Oh, there was something. Yeah, there was. I was wondering if there was some kind of passage in here.
Yeah. When I touched the suspicious part, the wall moved and the gap appeared. Secret passage? No. I've been trapped in here for days. How could I have missed this? This. When I crouched through the small passage, I found a small set of stairs leading to some place. At the end of those stairs, another door was waiting for me. Rats. When I tried opening the door, I simply couldn't. It was like it was just a drawing on the wall. Just like the other door. Yeah. Just like the one on the entrance of this tower. Waiting for something to happen here seemed useless. But a hidden staircase and a door that used to lead to some place could all be a coincidence that this was hidden inside the crime scene. Could this be an important clue?
Secret staircase added to the bullets. It's like a random hole in this wall. What's this over here? Broken machinery.
The machines inside the power room were broken to pieces. There's blood here. There were blood marks on the machines, and judging by the fact that they weren't destroyed by the fire, and that the amount of blood seems to be significant. It doesn't look like it was sprayed out naturally from some wound. This was made from the body having direct contact with the machine. Did they cause the fire and try to erase this? Then the culprit is one hell of a dumbass. Wait. Let's think the other way around. Perhaps the machine breaking is what caused the fire. And if that's true, that means the blood here is... But that doesn't fully explain why they had to go this far, and still leaves out evidence in the open. I need to listen to the alibis from the others. I should hurry.
Broken machines added to the bullets. And that implies there was some kind of conflict down here. Presumably between Shinji and someone else, whoever he was talking to, but...
Yeah.
The question is, I mean... There's so much confusing stuff right now, dude.
There's a stun gun on the ground. It looks like it's been turned to the point where it can't be used anymore. Just dropping evidence left and right, are we? Is this culprit the stupidest shithead ever? Every evidence so far showed that the culprit had no intention of hiding the evidence. If they weren't actually stupid enough to forget to do that, that means they either didn't feel the need to or slipped the evidence on purpose. At any point, the fact that the stun gun's here and it already burned means that it was here when the murder occurred. That reveals some quite interesting stuff.
Actually, I guess this isn't too unusual. Because remember in Danganronpa 2, you take control of Nagito for a while. When you do the final dead room.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reference they're trying to make of just taking control of another character temporarily.
Maybe.
Because if Sora was indisposed, it makes sense you have to use someone who was aware of some stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that until just now.
Yeah. Well, there's obviously some kind of reveal or something that would have been given away if we'd stayed with Sora.
Yeah.
So they had to like switch to someone else in order to keep some kind of secret from us.
Yeah. Yeah, it just reminded me of that. So.
The fact that there's a stun gun here when we've been trapped in this tower for days. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, how did they get that in here?
Yeah.
Means that someone was carrying this long before we got trapped here.
Well, Teruya had a gun. Maybe it was him. I feel they would have seen it though when they took him out.
Yeah. Well, not that I care much about that.
Burnt stun gun added to the bullets. Alright, Sora, what do you have for us?
Sora, what happened?
I'm telling you, nothing special really. I'm extremely sorry that I caused you to worry, but...
That isn't the problem. It was just moments after I talked to you and you're telling me you just vanished into thin air? Vanished? Maybe it wouldn't hurt to eavesdrop on what they're talking about. We talked for a bit on the top floor after meeting with Nikkei. I agree that I said some stupid stuff back then. But after that, we went down and waited for you so we could investigate together.
And I went downstairs as well. Perhaps we simply missed each other?
Impossible. It wasn't like a long time had passed after that. And I was waiting just beside the stairs. If you had come down, I wouldn't have missed you. Sora, is there something that you're hiding from me?
No, what would I gain from hiding important information from you? So what actually happened?
I mean, maybe it's my, my NPC theory. She would have died, so the game, I don't know, the game Virtual World, like, despawned her and respawned her, so she couldn't die.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. Alright. I won't ask anymore. Maybe we did miss each other by some coincidence.
Thanks.
As I suspected, Albino Girl is hiding something about this case. The hostess is telling the truth, and the two would have definitely met. So the other one is definitely lying. The question is, why is she lying about where she's been? Is it because there's something she doesn't feel comfortable sharing? Or is she the culprit all along? Ooh.
Yoruko's account added to the bullets. Alright. Alright, yeah, you. I missed you.
What's going on? Not dead.
That gives credence to my theory. Maybe it was her. That was right. Maybe it was her. I think maybe I was right.
She did try to kill
Sora
at the same time that someone else tried to kill Shinji. That's interesting.
Yeah, I was right. I had a thought about that. I had that theory.
Yeah.
It makes sense that she would do something so lazy because she probably couldn't think of anything better. She just presumed like just pushing her off the balcony and
Although, ironically, that actually makes it harder to figure out because there's
Yeah.
less evidence than
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was about to say that.
something like because like in a situation like this, that I would not that I would want to murder anyone, but
Yeah.
if you were going to, you would actually want to do it in like the most untrackable way possible, in a way that was like leaves so little evidence that they couldn't possibly use anything specific against you.
Yeah.
Other than like if you had an like all you have to do is just like have an alibi that seemed legit, and then if the only thing is they fell, they couldn't even prove that anyone actually caused them to fall.
Yeah, I could have just
I mean, how
slipped.
would you do that, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's actually kind of a solid plan, except the fact that they probably would have figured it out because Aroha probably didn't have a good enough alibi to. But that's the thing, though, is like, if no one else had a good alibi, if there was like 3 or 4 people who didn't have alibis, how would you be able to narrow it down more than that without any more evidence?
Yeah.
You. Syobai, are you talking to me? Yeah, you. Explain where and what your group was doing since the book event till the body discovery announcement. Why me? I don't know every detail, so the others would probably... Shut up and talk about what you know. If I talk, then would you solve the trial for us? I mean, of course you would, right? It's your life on the line as well, after all. Just how many times do I have to ask you to shut up? Tell me what you know. Well, I was with Yuruko this whole afternoon. Yuruko said that she was looking for Sora, so... Looking for Albino Girl? Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened, but Yuruko said that after she talked to Sora for a bit, she just kind of disappeared. And about the others, I heard from Makoto that he and Teruya worked together all this time. Wasn't Makoto Shinoji tied up in the break room? Yep, Teruya was with him in the break room all this time. Well, it's a long story, but something happened between us and Teruya. Oh, I guess he was tied up there too.
Yeah.
And he kind of lost all hope after that, so he was probably just doing nothing while he was in the break room. That's all I know, so please win the trial for us. Wait, hold on. You were muttering to yourself just now, weren't you? Something about someone being alive? What do you mean by that? Oh, no, I wasn't saying anything. You know your face tells everything when you lie, don't you? Just talk. What are you hiding from me? If you aren't the culprit, it wouldn't hurt to tell me. There's something suspicious up. Who knows how it'll help the trial? Well, the thing is... about Yuroko saying that Sora disappeared, I kinda have an idea of what happened. Sora fell from the top floor, I think. Pushed her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fell. What the hell does she mean by that? It was before I met up with Yoruko. I was on the first floor when I saw something fall from the ceiling. It was too fast to see exactly what it was, but it looked like it was human. And because I saw a hint of white, It was probably Sora. Even if that is true, how was that girl alive if she fell from the top floor and hit the first floor? That's what I was wondering. I saw her falling with my own eyes yet. So what happened to her? If she didn't get hurt, I imagined that you would walk up to her and ask what happened. Well, the thing is I couldn't. She just kinda disappeared. What the hell? She just phased through the floor and disappeared below.
What? I mean, that could be akin to how the snow was phasing through the roof and got in here somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, if someone on the outside didn't want her to die, then they just turned off the collision on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like in Super Mario 64, checking the bounding box of Mario to see if you should go through walls or floor.
That'd be funny. But the question is if
And
she...
Sora built up enough speed doing backwards long jumps that she was able to teleport to alternate universes.
Yeah. The question is if Sora, like, went through the floor and lived, what happened when she went down there? Because that's presumably what she's not telling us.
What? I thought you died.
Yeah.
I did die, but I lived. I haven't seen that movie in a while, but that quote always stuck with me.
That's in a few movies. Which specific one are you talking about?
Oh, that was it Ice Age 4?
No, it's 3. 3.
3?
Yeah, it's when he's telling the story. It's like, were you killed? Sadly, yes, but
Yes.
I lived. I remember that line. We saw that in
Great
theaters
line.
back in like 09.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I think you
we
were
watched
there.
it at I think we like rewatched it at your house or something.
Yeah, we did. Like when I was living with my family. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you were with us when we saw that film in theaters. I think you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I remember from that movie. There was that crazy, I don't, was it
He's a weasel.
muskrat?
He's a weasel, I
Weasel?
think. Yeah.
And then there was something about dinosaurs or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that one line is pretty iconic.
Yeah. But I lived.
I didn't believe it myself when I saw it, and when I touched the ground after that, it was hard solid. I mean, I knew you were a bubblehead, but really? I'm telling you, that's what actually happened. So, if she's telling the truth, then she was not the one who pushed Sora.
She could just be lying.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, if she is telling the truth, that she was on the first floor, and she was the first one, she was the only one who saw Sora fall and did actually check the floor.
She could have just seen her fall up and hit the ground and like go through it and just gone down and looked.
Yeah. But
I guess maybe
I
Yuruko
mean-
would have seen her.
yeah, Yuruko would have seen her coming down the stairs. So it seems like she's probably telling the truth here. My intuition.
It still seems she knows more than she should right now.
Yeah.
There's definitely something else she's not telling us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just tell me the alibis of the others. Is that really all you know? So you don't have any info about the rest? You don't believe me? Got important info from Bubblehead. Seems like she really doesn't know about the others. If she's telling the truth, then Yuruko Kabuya was with her the whole time. I've heard, because they usually mention their first name, so I always forget they even have last names until
Yeah.
they mention it. Like, do you, off the top of your head, do you know Nikke's last name?
Not without looking at my list, no.
Yo Yomiuri.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, yeah, I did not remember that because they haven't
Yomiuri,
even
yeah.
mentioned it.
But the only ones I
They
know
have
are the only ones I know for sure are Mikado's, the twins, and well, obviously Teruya.
hmm Yeah. And then I know Shobai's Hashimoto
Yeah,
and Teruya of course is Otori.
yeah. But like, and
Uh
obviously Yuki, yeah.
yeah. And then a few of them have been mentioned like in the trials,
But like
like
Yuri,
Hajime's and
it,
Satsuka's and stuff, but
like and like Kokoro's, like I couldn't tell you what hers was without remembering it. Like,
yeah, it's been a while since then.
yeah, or
Mits-
like Emma's,
Mitsume,
yeah, like Emma's,
Magorobi.
yeah. Look at my list right
Yeah.
now, yeah. So I mean, couldn't really tell you. Like
Uh,
I couldn't tell you the names of a lot of the characters from the first game, like of what their last names were.
oh yeah.
Like I could remember a few. Actually, I can remember a decent bit.
Uh,
Like
I'll have to find my list for that. I have it somewhere around here.
it's like I remember like like Mitch was like it's Mitsuhiro Higa,
Yeah.
and Maki was Kyoka Maki. Because I remember Maki is not her
Mhm.
first name; it's her last name.
Yeah.
There was like you had what was Ayame's last name? I can't remember her last name.
Yeah.
Then you had Kizuna Tamori. I remember that one.
hmm
Kenji Uehara, Kakeru Yamaguchi.
hmm
What was Kanade? Or Kanada? Was it Inori? Kanada Inori, was that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Then 4, who was 4? Yeah. Haruhiko Kobashikawa, I think.
Yeah.
Satsuki
It was
Satsuki
Kobora
Aranami.
Kashikawa or something like that.
Yeah, then Satsuki Aranami.
hmm
And then you had Yamato Kisaragi, Mikako Kurokawa. Yeah, Yuki Maeda, Teruya
Kubashikawa.
Otori. Yeah. What?
You said Kurakawa instead of Kobashikawa.
No, I was talking about Mikako.
Yeah, Makako.
Kurokawa, yeah. Yeah, Yuki
No,
Maeda,
those are-
Teruya
those
Otori.
are-
It's
Keep
like Rei
saying her name.
Makaru.
Kobashikawa.
Yeah, Rei Makaru, and then Kenji or Kenjo. What was his last name? Kenjo. I can't remember Kenjo's last name. So they mentioned it in the last stream. Kenjo. I can't remember his last name. I'm blanking on Kenjo's last name. Oh, Kane Taira, that was one.
Yeah.
And then Kenjo. Oh, shoot. It's him and Ayame. Those are like the two I cannot remember. I cannot remember those two.
Yeah, it was Tsurugi.
Tsurugi Kenjo, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Kenjo wasn't even his first name. Yeah, Tsurugi Kenjo.
Yeah.
And oh, Hatano, it was Ayame Hatano. That was it.
Yeah.
I actually remembered a decent bit of them.
Yeah.
So
Makoto Sonoji and Teruya Otori could prove their alibis, but if they didn't leave that place, their accounts would probably have little value. Alibis aside, the part about Albino Girl falling was too out of this world to believe. Is what I would have normally thought.
so he definitely knows this world's not real. He's figured that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
As to how he did, I'm not exactly sure, but he's definitely figured that out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did mention how when they look back, there was a lot of like kind of obvious clues
Mm.
that the world wasn't as real as real world. Like it wasn't. It was almost real, but not quite, because of the way that things like the weather and stuff worked.
Mhm.
It felt artificial. But something's bugging me about this case. I should keep this in the back of my mind just in case.
Alright. Alibi list has been added to the bullets. I mean, I guess that you could I guess that you could read when it says that, but I'll read those. Your Rojas account added to the bullets. Alright, so what's the only thing I haven't looked at? The corpse. I haven't looked at the corpse yet. Whoops, I hit X when I... Oh, look at this! I didn't realize that. Wait, let me do that again. Okay, so there's us.
Yeah. Oh, look at our crow card balance, dude.
We're rich. We're
We're
rich. We're rich. We're wealthy. We're financially secure. However that goes. There's the handbook. Like, the handbook's still broken.
Yeah.
Presence. Does he have any
Interesting.
presence? Not. He has no presence.
Nope.
No skills.
These skills. Nope.
Profile.
Okay, the bullets.
Okay, so the only other thing I think we have to look at is probably the corpse. There's nothing else down here, unless we have to go up
Yeah.
somewhere.
The corpse. I think you
Oh
missed
wait,
one of
look at
the
this.
Wow. Administrator code activation.
What's this?
Did he found the activation code and didn't tell anyone.
Yeah. Dude, I'm glad I inadvertently clicked on this now. We never would have seen this.
What in the world?
My inadvertency told us something.
Yeah.
So this doesn't say reset code.
Yeah. Administrator code activation. Administrator code.
Maybe he was the collaborator.
I could maybe see it.
Because, like, why else would he be called an administrator if it's something like that?
Yeah. That is odd.
I mean, if they paid him enough, I mean, he's established he would do anything for money.
Yeah. And he would be someone resourceful enough to come up with technology like this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can thank my inadvertency for being able to get to this little piece of information right here.
We should probably save while we're here.
Good idea. Do we actually get to see Syobai here? Oh yeah, it does.
It is.
Hey, we're Syobai.
Kinda cool.
Yeah, it is. I'll just keep saving over this one until we get to the this stream. Yeah.
Not the title menu.
Yeah, so apparently he just hasn't activated it yet. He's entered it correctly, but he hasn't used it.
Interesting.
I was trying to push X, or Z, but I think I never really pushed like X or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what I pushed that actually caused me to pull up the menu.
Yeah.
Because I pushed X and X just didn't do anything. So I don't know what I clicked to actually do that.
Yeah.
Well, good thing I did.
Kinji Kasai's corpse. His upper body was burnt to a crisp. His face was melted down to the point where it was indistinguishable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just get to the point and look at his injuries. The monochrome file said there was a stab wound near his neck. Well. On his sooty black neck, there was a long stab wound that was around 2 inches deep. Because most of his body had burnt down, there wasn't much blood near it right now, but I imagine there was a lot of blood loss when this was made.
Trying to think here. I mean, we said we're trying to establish what the fatal wound was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to know if I don't know if it was the fire that killed him. I mean, I almost want to say he was dead before the fire,
Yeah.
or at least was on death's door before the fire and was like unconscious and couldn't move, like leave. The fire burned him alive. Well, you get what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah. The monochrome file didn't detail the cause of death nor the murder weapon. This wound could most likely be the cause of death. No. Upon closer look, I spotted something suspicious. On the middle of the wound, the skin looked to be a bit dislocated for some reason. Damn it. It's hard to see anything because it's all burnt.
What does it mean when someone's like a skin is like dislocated? Like it just like the
Yeah.
skin? That's really I never heard it phrased that way.
Yeah, it's odd.
It's like, I obviously I know like what happens like when you dislocate like a part of your body, like your shoulder or something, but like.
I guess I should have a closer look at the risk of damaging the corpse. I open the wound a bit to inspect the inner parts of the lesion. Even the insides are burnt, as expected. But I was soon able to find what I was looking for. 2 stab wounds, one on top of the other. First glance, it looked to be someone was just stabbed him in the neck with shrapnel. But on closer inspection, there was a much deeper gash underneath the first wound. It was hard to detect because of the burnt marks. Even I almost missed that. But that wasn't all of it. There were a bunch of scabs of all size on his body. The monochrome file did not mention the fractures on his body. The way the skin was scratched by something, these are bruises. The fractures and the marks all point towards him suffering from multiple bruises. That seems to be all there is to it. Fire made it difficult to perform even the simplest autopsy. But that looks like what's all the important info I can get. Now the question is, which one of these has actually caused his death? But all that will be revealed during the class trial.
Stab wounds added to the bullets. Bruises on the body added to the bullets. So, okay, there's one other thing that we don't have yet.
I think you missed the second crack on the wall.
I did? I thought I saw that.
Because you hit the...
oh, I did.
Yeah,
oh, fire
I don't
traces.
think you
Okay,
hit the
I
fire
sort of,
traces.
I don't know how I missed that.
There are burn marks all over the room. Monocro was the one who stopped the fire, they said.
How did he do that? Is he like a firebird? How did he do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Monocro used water gun.
Yeah, Monocro used water gun, or maybe more like he. If it was like that big a fire, I don't think water gun could have pulled. Yeah, hydro pump.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think water gun could have just simply put that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monocro used hydro pump.
The fire itself isn't much of a problem. The important part is that the culprit must have used the fire in some way to trick us. So the question is, why did the fire have to happen?
I think my biggest question is what caused the room to be in the state that it is. Like not just the fire, but like you said, like it looks like a bomb went off, like you were talking about. Like there's like a holes in the wall, machines have been broken, like and all the blood.
Yeah.
Like what caused all that?
That's not like just someone got stabbed kind of blood. That's like
And how did all that blood end up over on that like machine over on the right?
Yeah.
Or the left, excuse me, the left.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's blood on the machines on the left and.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about the big splash of blood on the left.
Yeah, I know, but.
Yeah, you're right.
Why would there be so much blood on both?
Yeah,
what's just one guy?
What happened out here?
Yeah. The perfect crimes are always the smallest of crimes, obviously. If you increase the scale and make it more complicated, it only draws more eyes. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. So in that sense, burning someone to death is something unimaginable for any sane person unless they want to get caught. But that's the rules of the outside world. In this place, common sense doesn't work the same. And then there's Kanade Otonokoji. Sometimes stuff doesn't always go by the book.
Yeah.
That aside, I should still take note of this fire.
Burn marks added to the bullets. That's all of it. Now we're back out here. He did say I had to check something.
Mm-hmm. Sora fell from the top floor, I think. She just phased through the floor and disappeared below. I didn't believe it myself when I saw it, and when I touched the ground after that, it was hard solid. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try.
Wait, is he about to jump off the balcony?
Or maybe just throw something off the balcony.
Okay, he's just throwing something.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Something to actually jump off. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I pulled out my lighter and threw it down. Why the hell did I think I would be able to see it from here?
You go down, he's going down. It's not there.
Not here. The lighter disappeared. What would that mean?
Yeah.
And does that have something to do with the trap door?
I don't know.
Right? Because if there's
Yeah.
some like secret something under the floor, then maybe that door is how you get out of
Maybe.
wherever that is.
Maybe.
Mm.
Uh,
Even if it was thrown from such a height and thus fell far away, it should have at least been shattered to pieces. Yet no shards could be seen. And someone like me could possibly miss something like a single lighter. And that means... Mic testing. Can you hear me well? Sorry, it feels like I just woke up from a 1,000-year slumber. Or is he back to his old voice?
I
Because he
think
still
he
has like that
probably
weird
is.
shadow.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
that's a chair. I think that's a chair back there.
Oh, is it? Well, I don't know. That's weird. I imagine that you finished your investigation, so I'd say it's about time for the class trial. Everyone gather around the trial entrance on the first floor of the monocruise as usual. I know it should be obvious at this point, but don't be late or miss out on our big event. I'll see you later. I guess that's it then. I would like to investigate more about this weird phenomenon. But most importantly, and incredibly, is that Bubblehead wasn't making up this story. Just how would the discovery of this phenomenon affect today's trial, I wonder? I should get moving before it gets too late.
Yeah. That was like the shortest investigation, but probably the most confusing right now.
Yeah. That is the question, though. How far do we want to try to get to the trial?
We've only been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah, but the trials often last over 4 hours.
Yeah,
So
and
do
the
we
last one
really
was like
want to...
7.
So we either have to stop early today or do like half the trial and then the other half Tuesday.
Hmm.
Or we want to try to do the whole trial Tuesday.
I'm gonna try to see if I can get a time crunch on how long it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm looking this up. Okay. Okay, that's 5. Okay, okay, let's see where this gets to. Does this get to the end of the... Okay, where does this go to here? Okay, that's still the investigation. Okay, here's the trial. Okay. Okay, here's the... Okay, that's this. Okay, so this is up to the start of the investigation. Okay. Let's get to the next part. Okay, so this is... Where's the start of the trial? Okay, here's the start of the trial. It's about... Okay, 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 at the save point, the trial... The timestamp in the trial goes from 56 minutes into the video to 6:03, so that's about 5 hours. And looking at the next part, it looks as if the next stream for this particular person is chapter 5.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay, 'cause this says fifth victim reveal, so that's chapter 5, the next one. So
Yeah.
this person got through it in about 5 hours. Now, I know that person doesn't always stand around and talk for much, so I don't know how long it would take us to get through one in one stream. What time would you be available on Tuesday that we could start?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much after 5.
Okay, after
Good.
5. Okay, good. Okay, I was checking my work. I work Thursday, not Tuesday.
Okay.
So anytime after 5. If we started at 5:30, that would probably at least get us done before midnight, but
Yeah.
so I know this one, the length of it is shorter than the Kanade one, even by that same person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. Do it either way. I don't know if you want to split up the split things up or not.
I mean, I'm good either way. Like I said, it's up to you. You make the call.
Uh, hmm. I guess I don't know. As far as getting, it's probably easier to do all of the trial at once instead of splitting it up between days, so that way we don't have to like come back and like remember what we were doing
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Let's at least get to this. Well, first, we gotta, of course, get to the save point.
Yeah.
I wonder if we have to just control Syobai for the trial. If so, what happens to all the skills?
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's-
Maybe we re. Well, yeah. I guess we couldn't take back over Sora because he doesn't have all the bullets.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, because I can't. Yeah, I can't pause. Let's just get to the save point and see what happens.
Yeah.
We still have to get there. You're here, Syobai. So I remember in the chapter 4 of 2, right before the trial, you regain control of Hajime, but Nagito tells you all the bullets that he found.
Mm-hmm.
Oi.
So, is this everyone?
Wait, are we sure this is everyone?
We're all... Oh, I forgot about Mikado. I'm still voicing him. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
We forgot about him.
Yeah, he hasn't had much to say this chapter.
Yeah, okay. So I have 4 that are still alive right now that I'm doing.
Oh.
Yuki, Nikkei, Mikado, and Sora. And you have Syobai, Iroha, Yoruko, and Teruya.
Yeah.
It's just 8, right? That's the only one still alive? 8?
I think so.
Yeah, because it was a total of 16. Yeah, we lost 2. That's 10, 12. Yeah, that's 16. Yeah, okay, yeah, so 8 are still alive.
Yeah.
So we're even right now. I forgot about Mikado.
Yep.
We're all here. There's 8 of us, including Syobai, who got last place this time.
8? That's all we have left? We started out with 16 if we include Teruya, and there's just half of us left.
Yes. And one of us will leave this place dead today. His eyes, it's
Yeah.
like narrowed now. Or perhaps every one of us will perish. And this will be our very tomb.
Yuki? Yeah, without Shinji there to
Maybe that was the point. Maybe
yeah.
that's why he had to die.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he, in particular, had to die there. Because
Mhm.
Mikado did say the resurrection was close, and
Yeah.
now whether that means, like I said, this is the same Yuki or it's something involving him.
Yeah.
So perhaps that's why that Shinji had to
Yeah.
die when he did.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I can tell, their plan seems to simply to turn Yuki back into Yutsuro,
Yeah.
similar to the first game.
The question is, how is he still alive? Because he clearly died.
Yeah. And it
Unless they're
seems
trying
like,
to.
yeah, and by killing Shinji, that's like one less person keeping him from falling into despair.
And like, I'm trying to think, like, I mean, unless this is like quote unquote the original Yuki that Utsuro like was clearly inspired by,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to like turn like give his power to this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Um,
There's so much possibility here. I want to know what they're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yuki, what did you just... Ugh. He's having his weird headaches again.
Oh, he's
What
remembering
is
the
this?
trial. He's remembering where they saw him now. The person who talks like that.
Yeah. There's something important I feel like I should be remembering right now.
Yeah, he definitely knows something too.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Everyone's here, eh? It's good that everyone's gotten used to this, so I don't have to wait so long for you all to gather. Or maybe it's because the number has gotten so low. Which is it, I wonder? Comrades, I will wait for you down below. Now, enter the elevator in front of you.
Yuki. Yuki, look at me. What? Is this because Shinji died? I know. You knew him better than anyone else in the room. But you mustn't give up. We're still alive. So please don't lose hope just yet.
Yeah, we're still alive. As long as we're alive, we can and will do our best to keep it that way.
That's the spirit, everyone. As Sora said, we mustn't lose hope.
And you should shut the hell up.
Are we done now? If everyone's prepared, we should go down already.
Well. Seems like everyone's feeling very complicated after what happened in the tower. After this class trial, I don't think they're going to be able to solve it on their own. At least, I ain't sure yet. Perhaps I'll put just a bit of effort in this time. The shorter the trial gets, the earlier I will be able to test out that thing.
I guess he actually is planning on jumping off the balcony.
It does seem like it.
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
The elevator that felt cramped once felt so empty now. Was the elevator always this spacious? It almost feels pleasant having more room to work with. On the other hand, that noise the elevator makes feels more noticeable this time around. That I can't help myself but raise my eyebrows. The others would usually rant on about friendship and teamwork and stuff around this time, but they're keeping their mouths shut. I guess they're at their limits, huh? Now, will the trial be successfully finished in this situation? Well, not that it matters too much for me. Yeah.
Oh, this is so confusing right now.
So you've arrived. The chosen 8 heroes, destined to save the world. I have been waiting, for I, the great Devil King Monocro, will. Hey, how dare you ignore me like that? You normally don't even move to your seats before I tell you to.
As if we have the time or mind to play with your dull tricks. Would you start already?
Well then. The great Devil King Monocro.
Yeah.
A bit rude, wouldn't you say? I just got my memory back, so I was willing to celebrate this event with you. Not that I care, though. Why did you lose your memories in the first place?
You got one thing right. We don't care. Just start the trial already.
So one of us here killed Shinji. Every one seems very tense.
Yeah, understandably so.
Shinji Kasai, the brawn of their group. Can't just ignore the difference in physical abilities in these cases. Even if you got some strength, it wouldn't be easy to win against him in a one-on-one fight. Someone killed him, which probably means they didn't use a straightforward method.
Okay, we've lost everyone on this screen except for
Yeah.
except for Sora.
Except for Sora. Trial, mystery, tension, whatever. It's not like someone outside of this group is the killer. Hell, even I have some suspects. Now then, shall we play this game? I wonder what Kokoro would have thought of this situation.
Yeah.
The start of the trial of death.
Yeah. Oh boy. I honestly don't know. Not right now, I'm not sure. I'm gonna save over this one. So do I actually have skills here? Okay, I do. Okay, I still have all the skills.
Okay.
What does this one do? Well, let's get that, I guess.
Yeah.
Sketch that. We're not using this one. I said we're not using that one.
Yeah.
I think that's the only ones that I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have way more
Oh,
skill
the dailies.
points than we need.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me just save again. Just so I don't have to redo that again.
Yeah.
Still, it's up that administrator code.
Yeah. Well, he keeps saying that he, like, doesn't have to follow the rules now. That might be pointing that he just, like, figured out some way to, like, hack the system from the inside.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much here, dude.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I wish
crazy lore that you can go through. Syobai seemingly have some kind of secret access to something,
Yeah.
and yeah.
There's so
Of
many
course, the whole
things.
murder here.
Yeah. There's so many, like, it's like moments like these where I wish we just had, like, a week where we're not doing anything, that we can just blast through the rest of this game.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what happens. I want to get to the end and find out what happens. I hate having to wait for certain times. I just want to know what happens next.
Although I feel like having to wait actually makes it more interesting in some aspects, because it allows us time to, like, think about the game instead of just, like, blasting through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like if you're, like, watching a TV show with a mystery element. If you just watch all the episodes back to back immediately, you don't have time to, like, discover the mystery of anything on your own. You just eventually get told all the mystery before you've even had a chance to think about it much.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I guess as long as, like, there's not huge gaps, it's alright, but,
Yeah.
you know. There's so much here, though.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Because like we said, the second half of the game is going to be crazy. And this is just the first part of that. So, the problem
I'm trying to
is...
think of how all of this could have happened in the first place, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, because we know almost nothing about where people were, really. All we really know is that Sora somehow fell through the floor. Yoruko was waiting at the bottom of stairs. And Iroha was waiting, or just like looking around on like the bottom floor.
And Sora, something happened to her that she's down there that she's not telling us.
Yeah. And then we ostensibly know where Mikado and Teruya were.
We don't know anything about where Nikkei was.
Yeah. Don't know where Nikkei was.
Or Yuki.
Or Yuki. And we can assume that Syobai was just sitting
Waiting
in his
around.
room with the meals there.
Yeah, waiting around.
So it really comes down to, was it Teruya or Nikkei?
I think it has to be one of them.
Yeah. And those were like the other two we thought it would be besides Shinji, so
Yeah.
didn't really narrow it down much.
It really does have to be one of them.
Yeah.
There's so many things to unravel.
Yeah. But looking at the scene, it's hard to like piece together what actually happened. It seems like somehow he got stabbed twice. He got stabbed once and then stabbed like deep into his chest and then sliced across his chest.
And then cut multiple times, or bruised multiple times.
Yeah, like some rubble and glass like fell on him or something.
And then got incinerated.
And then there was all the stuff with the machinery that was broken.
And that weird
Maybe
taser.
Yeah, and like someone tased him at some point, apparently. And then how would they even have started the fire? Was it just the machines going crazy?
Yeah, and then why does the room look like a bomb went off?
Yeah, and where did all the blood come from?
Yeah.
Is it just from his wounds? It doesn't feel like that should be the case, but...
No. Well... Oh, there's so much to unpack, but...
Yeah.
Like, I kind of agree with you. Like, I can't really piece together the timeline of events right now.
Yeah.
Or, like you said, even, like, what really happened.
Yeah, it's hard to say. And how does that, the underground tunnel... Is that related to the murder at all, or is that just a coincidence that was just there?
Yeah, or it could be your theory of, like, maybe that's how you get back up from underground when you fade through the floor.
Yeah.
Because you would have to be able to get back up somehow.
Yeah, because Sora did, apparently.
Yeah.
And she also didn't die. Because, like, even if you fell through the floor, what caught her at the bottom?
Yeah, like, how did she live? Even if she phased through it, how did she stay alive?
There's a big bouncy castle down there.
That'd be funny. And I said, so what's up with Shobai's role in this whole thing? This handbook thing now. Like, what is his role in this whole this whole
Administrator
plan?
Code activation. He keeps talking about, how he's gonna, like, stop being, like, controlled by the world or whatever. Like, not play by its rules anymore.
Because everyone else had reset code there.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Which I think that gives credence to, like, the theory that maybe, like you said, with his resources and, like, his greed, maybe he's the one, like you said, who gave Void all this technology to do this stuff.
Yeah.
The question is, like, if he knew he was going to be involved, why would he do that?
Yeah.
like I can understand him like giving them the tech just to get paid, but if he was gonna have to be involved in this killing game,
maybe he didn't want to be involved in the killing game,
but they took him
but
anyway.
Mikado betrayed him.
Yeah, because I still have my biggest question of what is up with the other 10.
Yeah.
Like, why are they here? Was there like why them specifically?
Yeah.
And I still wonder if my theory from Trial 3 still is accurate with those videos. So, and then like, what does the reset code actually do?
Yeah.
So I said, I think our theory of that of like it just resetting your memories, bringing them back to what they were when you went in, makes some sense.
But what would that do for someone like Sora, who apparently doesn't have any memories of anything?
If she had memories before she went in, then it would probably just bring them back. But the question is, what was that, and why did they have to do so much with her?
Yeah.
I mentioned this in the last stream. I really want the build-up, the payoff, to be really good.
Yeah.
And they're building up, like you said, so many ideas that have, like, really a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
And I just want there to be, like, a really good payoff.
Yeah. There's a lot going on here that needs to be paid off.
Yeah, there's, like, 7 different plots that need to be paid off here. Like you mentioned, the Voids and, like, their whole plan. Like, you know, Syobai and his role in this whole thing. What's up with Sora? Why did Teruya and Rei come looking for these guys? Exactly.
This is a virtual world. How did they get into the virtual world?
Yeah.
And why didn't they mention anything about it when they first came in?
Yeah, and
we still haven't answered what were what was that, like, Teruya's phone call?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
At, like, the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how do the other 10 relate to the plot? You know, why did Kanade... Like, what actually happened in the time they've forgotten that Kanade even seemingly didn't remember?
Yeah.
And then, what's up with this Yuki?
Yeah,
there's probably 10 different plots here.
Yeah.
Like, 10 different plot points that we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah, there's, like... And then, like, the big thing is, like, you know... What does Void hope to actually do once they accomplish their plan? Yeah. And why does it... And, like, why did Mikado say that if it fails, they'll have nothing? Like, it implies, like, not that they'll have nothing, like in the physical sense. It almost implies, like their entire existence just goes away.
Yeah. Like, if they fail, like, is their brain affected by the virtual world memory deletion, like they mentioned?
Then they just forget about
like a more like real consequence in the real world. I'm not sure.
And I think this is maybe just something I'm curious about. Like, you know, like, and also like how far in the future are we right now? Like, compared to the first game.
Yeah.
And like also, is this in the core? Where in the is it even going to be addressed where in the core timeline we are?
Yeah.
Like, is that going to be addressed at all? Because if you recall in the first game, another one, I don't think they really addressed a lot of the core canon until I think chapter 5. At least I think that's when they addressed a lot of it, and a lot of it wasn't even revealed till chapter 6.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that even has any relation to this, because like I don't think they would introduce. It's like that scene at the end of the first game is what makes me think that. Like, why would they have that scene with Junko and Mukuro in the game if it didn't have some bearing on the sequel?
Yeah.
Like, why would you put that in?
Yeah, like, unless it was just clarification for why the first game happened like it did.
Yeah. And then... Even then, are we even going to find out what happened in 6.5? Like, what the reason for all that was? Are we even going to ever figure that out? because I can't imagine they go through the trouble of putting that in, making that effort to do all that without actually explaining some of the logic or the reasoning behind why that stuff was happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's way too much stuff going on.
Yeah.
I imagine next chapter we're gonna start getting some answers.
Yeah.
Like once we get past this trial.
Well, with that, I guess we'll get some dinner.
Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up for tonight. Sorry for the short stream today. We did get over 2 hours because of this last 15 minutes of us talking, but gives you at least some substance. So, join us next time. We'll be taking on Trial 4 for more Danganronpa Another Despair 2. I am Mr. Grinchman, once again along with ACP. We will be back on Tuesday for the next part. Thank you for joining us, and good night, everybody.